Hi, welcome to another video on my pneumatic hand robotic arm with compressor controlled with fischertechnik robo interface by Python, and the topic as last time is the same, the pivoting switches. Last time I reconfigured the switches into the position they are now, and the problem is that right now when I move them they are a little bit too flexible here. I hope you can see that. And when I move them the other way, this is in slightly the wrong angle. So I need to do two things. First of all, change this angle, which I will do here, and then reinforce this connection, or try to anyway. And when I have managed that, I know how to fix this. And then I hope that the configuration in which they are now with the switches will finally work, so that the pivoting motor will be running either one way or another depending on the situation of the switches. A dipole is it dipole or bipole? I don't know exactly, but a two-pole switch is better, because without a neutral switch stand, which is this one in, there's no need for a second switch, and you can go either way. This situation will be needed anyway, because you have to tilt the switch then, but in this case I'll have to do two switches. So let's first start by getting this angle right, and I'll let the whole arm base be in this situation so I know how to get it right. And first I can lift this thing off, because then I know in which position the switch should be. And this looks like an angle of say 30 degrees. And the problem is that with this of 15 degrees and this one of 7.5 degrees, 2 times 7.5 degrees, yes, it makes 15 degrees, but the distance is not the same, because you put two of these together and the angle will be the same, but the height won't be. So I need to find something to cover that. And then I guess I should look into this, but first the angle. So with 7.5 degrees, 15 degrees, 30 degrees and 60 degrees you can do a lot. Let's just try and see what happens. I'm taking off this, putting on a 60 degrees, which is just too much. Then correcting, What would that be? That seems to be about right. Shifting it a little bit. That might just work. So that is to say, if everything cooperates, because this is the weak spot again. Let's see how this works. No. I need to reinforce this part, and that is going to be a little problem. So let's see how that can be done. This part, or much easier with a part like this, but that is once again immediately too long. So how do I get it in? This is trying again. Oops. And not trying to ruin the whole thing. This is one. Oops. So I need to shift this one in from below, and taking care that this one stays horizontal, this sliding thing. Putting this back, and then it stays at the right place, I hope. And then when I put this in, I could be almost there. Could be. But then again, I'm with an angle. So connecting it here is not possible. And then I have once again an angle to connect it here. So, and this is a problem with live reconstruction. You never know what's going to happen and how. I miss a piece of length here as well. So I need to improvise once again. And it may not even be the same angle as here. It will be, if I let this go on, it will be the complementary of this angle. But if I do it from the other side, it will be the same angle, and I think that is more appealing to me. So let me find a construction with that, which is 7.5 degrees, which I have here. But I need a 60 degrees. So let me find that. So this piece, which is exactly the same as this one, where is it? No, it's not. This one is. Not even that. Ouch. Now it is the same. So I'm taking this one off for now. And then I notice a problem. because this can't be connected. But now it can. So, can this be easily connected? I doubt it. I know another way. Take these two off, shift this in. If possible. And then things always look easier than it is. So right now I'm shifting those in. Connect this. And there you have it. The double connected. Question, will it actually work? That is working. Will this direction work? Let me shift the table a little bit. I doubt it, to be honest. This one did. This one is going over it a little bit. But even manually I need quite some force. And even then, this is a weak spot. And yes, I'm talking about the connector between this construction and the base of the arm. If I don't fix that, I'll have a problem. I'll keep having a problem because the problem is already there. So although it looks nicely, it is far from an ideal solution. So it is time to change the focus from the switches to this construction, and whatever will happen happens, but that one needs to be addressed. The question is how, because if you look at this part, which is more or less equal to that part, you see how it is connected, and you can see how this is connected. There are parts like this, so these pieces and a little bit shorter are in there, and those can't be used with this. Yet the only way that I can connect this is with this part. So the question is how to fix it. And I found a different way to connect it, and that requires another reconstruction. So I'm going to remove this part. Let me do it this way. Alright. Then this goes, this will go, and now I will have to shift this one place up. Alright, then and this is just an L shape, and it doesn't really matter how this is shifted in, but I'll do it this way. Then I take this one and two of these, so one is going here, one is going here. Problem solved. So now I can put this one back again. Will this solve that problem? I can only check and find out. And something somewhere. And as you can see, this one is not cooperating very smoothly. So it is even completely bent backwards. So let me shift this one back manually. Now it's on that side. Manually it takes force. Now the other way. It can be done, but will it be done with the motor? That is the big question. Is the motor strong enough to do that? So, and the only way to find that out is to run the software. So I'll engage the motor and start it and see what happens. And then I see another problem, and I didn't really think of that, because now I have to stop the software. Let me show you on cam. This gear is now dislocated completely. So I need to find a solution to have this distance but this gear in place. So one reconstruction forces another. And how to solve that is a good question. A solution to this dislocation of the gear and for this distance or connection is to use this. Actually the same solution as on the other side of the gear. So I'll take off this one again. Temporarily remove this and shift in this one. And that should be enough. So let's run the software again. Alright. Almost. It's almost. That means that maybe here something has. It means that maybe here a little less distance has to be put. So I remove this one for now. Will this work? It doesn't work as nicely as possible because I have to manually correct things, and that is not quite the way it's intended, so I need to correct this one again. Apparently I constructed this as good as was. So it still doesn't reach the upper sensor here, but for now it is acceptable. Back to this reconstruction, and this one has turned. So let me see if I can get this to an acceptable working or not. Start the software again. What does happen or not? Well, the up and down movement is fixed. And this one should move. So let me, and that is another problem. So let me manually engage it. Yeah, go. Okay, this one is not holding through. This is waiting for some reason for the other sensors to go. And so this is, although this construction is not entirely what I intended, again the sensors act up. And that is a problem. So no matter how this construction is now, robust, rigid, nicely in place, in nice angles, it's not the way it is supposed to be. So let's see how everything works or doesn't. See? This gear doesn't run. It takes too much. This is too flexible. So there are numerous problems with the hand, with the whole arm in this position. And if you look at everything, then these switches are far from ideal and need to be replaced by a simple switch that has two positions. And then just maybe it will work, maybe. Because the timing with the pivot motor and other switches is proven to be a difficult one, and this one is on a position that shouldn't be there. It is right on top of it. So let me see if I can correct it somehow. It keeps running, and here we have another problem. Here we have another problem, being here. This foot is held by this construction. So does it need to be that long? Not quite sure. Probably not. So let me take a little bit distance and see whatever happens. It takes only this piece, so this can go. And just maybe like this. But then again, it runs against this one. No matter how you put it, it will run against it. So, although it's a nice idea, in total, I doubt this road construction will stand. And I really need a different setup. Different switch or switches I think one switch will suffice if I take just one with 2 poles and not two with 3. Then another reconstruction, and that should be okay. So for now, end of this episode. Thank you for watching. If you like my videos, please subscribe. You may support this, you can support this video and other videos on my website and blog by allowing advertisements. And look at my website for other projects and how you can support my blog. And this is to be continued.